This time it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Superintendent of Schools for the Corning Painted Post School District, Dr. Donald Trombley.
Good evening, everyone. Let me tell you the true story about why we're inside tonight. I started calling Mr. Robinson this morning and saying, "What do you think?"
Thank you.
And he says, "What do you think?" What do you think? So, no, what do you think? So we went on and on like that for about 4 conversations this morning and this afternoon. And we all had our fingers crossed, hoping that somehow the skies would open up and the sun would appear. Mr. Robinson kept calling weather service in Binghamton. I kept calling the AccuWeather service at Penn State, and to no avail, that they seemed to think that we could go outside without someone becoming fried, potentially. So, needless to say, we're inside tonight. And I did notice while walking in this evening, I thought a lot of people were tearing up already, but discovered just a sweat rolling down their face. So we're going to try to make this as pleasant and as wonderful as possible, because this is a beautiful event. And we have some beautiful people here who are being awarded diplomas. So bear with me. Now, Alex, Daniel, I want to thank you for your opening remarks. And we're going to hear some very poignant and genuine remarks from our salutatorian and valedictorian after my speech. Now, I've done this for about 21 years. And every time I speak, even when my son graduated, they said, "Did you hear what I said?" "No, Dad, I didn't even listen to it." So, I've been racking my brain out about what can I say to all these wonderful people who you are the center of attention tonight. You are the center. Every one of you. You're important. This is your event. Nobody else's. It's yours. So what can I possibly say that you might leave here saying, "Hey, remember Dr. T did say that one thing. Maybe I will hold on to that." So I'm going to try to lighten up the talk. And I've also learned, being a former teacher, that sometimes you have to use visual aids. So, so bear with me. One of the things I wanted to mention to you is back in 1968, a film came out called 2001: A Space Odyssey. If you haven't had a chance to see that by Stanley Places, do computers have control? One of the stars of the film is a guy named Al, and he's a computer. I got a couple things here I better get. Excuse me. All right, here's the first important thing. The first important thing, okay? If you don't remember anything else I say tonight, remember this, okay? Wear sunscreen. Wear sunscreen, okay? I mean it, okay? If I could only offer you one tip for the future, it would be sunscreen. Long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis for anything that might be reliable, and they're just my observations and my experiences. Remember, we're dealing with students here. So, here we go. I'm trying to dispense this advice. God, this feels good. Oh. Okay. Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. Never mind you. You're not even going to think about that. You'll not understand that power and beauty of your youth until that it's really faded. But trust me, if you, in about 25 years, if you look back at yourself in some photos, you'll recall the way that you looked, and you just won't believe how wonderful, how fabulous you were. Okay, so, sir, here's the second important point. Well, I forgot to tell you, these are lightning, it's a light approach, but these are serious things. You are not as fat as you imagine. You're not. Remember that. I mean it. Don't worry about the future, or worry about the future. But know that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra problem by chewing gum. Okay? The real troubles in your life are those things that you're just not have to even think about. Like on a 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're driving home and somebody blindsides you. Those are the kinds of things you have to really worry about. Next point. Do one thing every day that scares you. You'll appreciate the rest of the day. Next important thing, sing. I don't care where, whatever you do, with who, by yourself, sing. Another important point. Don't be reckless with other people's hearts. Don't be reckless with other people's hearts. And don't put up with people who are reckless with yours. Another important point. Floss. This one's for you, Dave. No, I won't do it, don't. Floss, okay? Okay, now as you go out in the world after you left here and take on those beautiful caps and gowns, keep this in mind. Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. Remember, the race is long. In the end, the race is only with yourself, nobody else. Remember compliments you receive and forget the insults. Now, if you succeed in doing that, please come back and tell me how to do it, okay? But I profess to you that you'll be a much happier person. Keep all of your old love letters and throw away all your bank statements. Okay? Another important health tip, stretch. I'm 54 years old, stretch. Mr. Burmeister, would you please stand up a second, please, for me? I used to be as tall as him, but I didn't stretch regularly. And look at me. Now 5'10", used to be 6'3", 6'4". Stretch. Trust me, they know.
Where's Eric sitting? I can't see him.
Okay.
I don't know where he is.
Don't feel guilty if you
didn't
don't
see
know
him
what
come
to
in.
do with your life. The most interesting people I know don't know at 18 what they want to do with their life, rest of their lives. And right now I know some 40-year-olds who still don't know what they want to do with their lives. But keep plugging along. You'll find it. Next visual, please. Get plenty of calcium. Why? Because you want to be kind to your knees. We're old people up here talking to you, okay? We've been through this. Please, trust me, be kind to your knees because you will miss them when they're gone. Okay, maybe you'll marry, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll have children, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll divorce at 40. Maybe you'll dance the funky chicken on your 75th wedding anniversary. Whatever you do, don't congratulate yourself too much or berate yourself too much. Just remember, your choices are half chance. And you know what? So are everybody else's. Enjoy your body. Use it every way you can. Don't be afraid of it or what other people think of it. It's the greatest instrument you have, and the greatest instrument that you own, your body. Dance. Even if you do it in the hovels of your bedroom or in the living room, just dance. Let yourself go. Another important adult tip. Always read the directions. Always. Even if you don't follow them, at least read them first. On everything. Okay? Do not read beauty magazines. They will only make you feel ugly. Get to know your parents. I'm serious. Get to know your parents. As a matter of fact, after tonight, after you have marched out of here at the end of the ceremony, I'd like you to promise me that you'll do this. I want you to go up and I want you to give your mother, your father, and all the relatives that are here, I want you to give them a big hug and a kiss because they're here to honor you. It's the only reason they're here. It's Friday night. It's hot. They're sitting on, bleachers up there. They're here because they love you. They're here to honor you. They're here to celebrate you. So I ask you to just do that one thing. And the other thing, as I said, really get to know your parents. You never know when they will be gone for good. Because that happens. Be nice to your siblings. I mean it too. They are your best link to your past, and they're the people that most likely will stick by you forever, ever in the future. Understand that some friends come and go, but with the precious few that you really find, you will hold on to them at all costs. Ask your parents. We're taught to bridge the gaps of geography and lifestyle. The older you get, the more you need people you knew when you were young. Live in New York City once, but leave before it makes you hard. Live in Northern California once, but leave before it makes you soft. Travel. Travel. Accept some uncertain, inalienable truths. Prices will rise, politicians will philander, you too will get old, and when you do, you'll fantasize that when you were young, prices were reasonable, politicians were noble, and children respected their elders. Big point here, respect your elders. God, I love preaching, it's wonderful. Don't expect anyone else to support you. Maybe you have a trust fund. Maybe you'll marry a wealthy spouse. But you never know when either one might run out. Don't mess too much with your hair, because by the time you're 40, you'll look 85. Be careful of whose advice you buy, but be patient with those who supply it. Advice is sort of a form of nostalgia. Dispensing it is a way of fishing the past from a garbage disposal, wiping it off, painting over the ugly parts, and recycling it for more than it's worth. Now, if you can't remember anything else I said tonight, trust me on sunscreen. Now, lastly, please accept my sincere congratulations to each and every one of you, and to the entire great East High School class of 2001. Thank you very much.
I've been in education